A few other bits and pieces whilst I'm here. You've got time selections down here, so as we select areas of time, the data comes up here to show us what we've selected. Whilst I remember to point that out because it will be handy later on. So rather than process the entire piece, the best thing to do is to select something like this where you've got some of the loudest dynamics in the show and some of the quietest sections, and then copy to new. So now we've got something really easy to work with.
Our hero's name is Oliver.
And we've got a very short piece that we can edit. And we can work out the noise characteristics, we can work out the EQ we need to apply, we can work out the dynamics processing we need to apply. We can do all those things to just this, 50 seconds long. So that's quite an easy, short piece for us to listen to. It's easy to play back and resume, easy to edit. It's not going to take hours of processing each time we apply an effect. So we're going to do some EQ work on this. We select the whole thing, effects, filters. We've got a choice of graphic equalizer or parametric equalizer. I'll take you through the parametric equalizer very quickly. So parametric equalizer works very slightly different in that you get a node that you can work with, and you can change. You can change the width of this bell. So this is called a bell filter, and you can see it doesn't look anything like a bell at the moment. But if we put a Q of 6 in there, let me undo that. One thing to remember is that there's another version of this software called, a version very similar called Audacity, which has different keyboard presses, which is why I keep making the odd mistake. Yeah, so there we go, we're using the wrong filter. There we go, like that. So now, that is now tighter. You can see it's a tighter bell than the previous one we were using. So this one here has got quite a shallow bell to it, and then this one here is much tighter. And if I make that Q of 10, it gets even tighter still. So actually, you can see there that this again is amplitude, frequency, bass at this end, treble at this end, and the proportion of effect on the sound corresponds. The proportion of amplitude applied corresponds to the height of that yellow line. So, parametric equalizers can be really handy for homing in on specific frequencies and sculpting sound to suit that curve. I prefer them. They're easy to work with. You can choose, if you've got the general mids are all too loud, you can put a very shallow bell on there, and you can just gradually dip that in and tidy up the mids. And if you've got one frequency that's standing out of the mix, classic is like 2.5K, stands out of the mix 10 feet tall, it's really loud. We can put a very, very narrow Q of like 15 or so on there. Very, very tight bell, dip that out, and then we've completely solved that frequency problem. It can be the same for people, like some people whistle when they speak, especially with false teeth. That whistle, we can just hack that straight out by finding the exact frequency, pulling it out with a really tight bell, solve those problems. So it gives you that flexibility of being able to do sweeping, gentle curves or really tight boosts or cuts, depending on what we need to do. That's a very quick, rough go around on what a parametric equalizer does.